This is my Dear Secretary Sebelius, Dear Director Collins video. Dear Secretary Sebelius, Dear Director Collins.
Clinical trials now. Clinical trials now.
Secretary Sebelius, you head the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services with a budget of $991 billion per year. Director Collins, you head the National Institutes of Health, the NIH, and have $31 billion to fund medical research and clinical trials.
Clinical trials now. Clinical trials now.
Me? I am one woman stuck in bed much of the time with a severe disability. My illness was given the belittling name of chronic fatigue syndrome.
Clinical trials now. Clinical trials now.
The NIH, FDA, and Harvard University just published a study, the second scientific paper reporting a strong association, a link between a newly discovered family of retroviruses and chronic fatigue syndrome.
Clinical trials now. Clinical trials now.
So, we are now asking you, begging you, heck, we are singing to you.
Clinical trials now.
Clinical trials. Clinical trials.
Clinical trials now.
Because of this retrovirus, other countries have banned people with CFS from donating blood. In the United States, we're only discouraging people from donating blood.
What do we want? What do we need?
The NIH dedicates only $5 million a year to CFS research. That's about the same as what hay fever research gets. People with hay fever can get out of bed, go to work, have a social life, and contribute to society.
What do we want? What do we need?
Number 1, stop ignoring the 1 to 4 million Americans who are desperately sick. Number 2, fund clinical trials to test already approved HIV drugs on people like me to see if they help us. And number 3, protect the nation's blood supply so no one else gets these retroviruses from blood transfusions.
Clinical trials, clinical trials, clinical trials now.
This was my Dear Secretary Sebelius, Dear Director Collins video. I hope others with CFS will make their own Dear Secretary Sebelius, Dear Director Collins videos from their own beds, post them on YouTube, and most importantly, email them to
Kathleen.Sebelius@hhs.gov, Francis.Collins@nih.gov.
Then, after you've emailed them, call the HHS Secretary's Comments Line at 202-205-5445 and call the NIH Director's Office at 301-496-2433 and ask for
Clinical trials, clinical trials, clinical trials now.
We did it.
We did it.